About 2 months ago, I made a video about why unusual weapons kinda suck. And my points in that video have not changed, they still kinda suck. But at the beginning of that video, I mentioned that taunts can be unusual as well. And that's what this video is gonna be all about. If you read the title. Now, taunts got added into the game way back from the start back in '07. Basically, you press G and your character would do a cool little animation. Nowadays, the kids refer to these as emotes, unfortunately. Now, more and more taunts kept getting added into the mix, like the laugh taunt and the high five, and eventually, meaning love and war, there was a shit ton of taunts. Now, in today's age, you just buy taunts from the Manco store when they come out. But back then, there were crates that used to drop a long time ago called the Director's Cut crates, which would give you a random taunt after opening it. And the taunts had a chance to be unusual, similar to other crates. Now, another thing that made these similar to other crates is that these taunts had generation effects, similar to how crates 1 through 25 have Gen 1 effects, 26 through 50 have Gen 2, and everything else has Gen 3 beyond that. With taunts, there was one generation, and those effects consisted of these ones on screen. Now, if you've been trading for a decent bit, you'd know that these effects nowadays are pretty cheap, some of them going for as little as 2 keys. That's less than $5. But what you may not know is that these effects used to be super sought after and really expensive. For example, this is an audition reel unboxing from 9 years ago. Check out what this kid unboxes.
I'm working on my Super Meat Boy videos, so gotta wait. Oh! Oh my god! Holy crap, I just got an unusual taunt!
Now, you can get this exact taunt today for about 10 keys, which is around $18. Pretty cheap. But back then, when this was originally unboxed, this was 200 keys. 200. That's almost $400. This taunt decreased in value by 95% over the span of 9 years. That is fucking terrible, especially people investing in these types of taunts. We'll call them high-tier taunts back then. And this isn't the only example of unusual taunts tanking in value. This Holy Grail Balloon Bouncer used to be 74 keys, now it's only 4 keys. 72 Fresh Brewed Victory used to be 56 keys, it's 3 keys now. And a Holy Grail High 5 taunt also used to be 200 keys, now just around 10 keys. And a Showstopper Conga would have set you back around 400 keys at the time. Now it's 16 keys. Now, like I said before, this is a devastating price crash that affected a large base of the TF2 trading community. These taunts were genuinely sought after back in the day. People even paid as much as golden pans for some unusual taunts. But now they're just chump change. So what happened? What caused the price crash of unusual taunts? Well, it's pretty simple. Unusual fires. Unusual fires were added in the 2016 Scream Fortress update as a new way to get new effects on taunts. And that was a pretty cool idea. It would save people money because you didn't have to spend loads of money unboxing audition reel cases in hopes for an unusual taunt. Now you can just have a tool to do it for you. Now, what made this not so good was that they dropped really often. A lot more than an unusual should. More often than unusual hats, for that matter. And when the Halloween event ended, the effects that could be produced from the unusual fire turned into those normal generational effects we just talked about in the beginning of the video. Which means that these unusual fires were used to create these sought-after taunts. And 9 years later, one of 5 god tier taunts, or just really rare taunts in general, have turned into 1 in 300 taunts, and have since dropped to very low prices. Nowadays, this is just the norm, and when new taunts come out for Christmas or Halloween, the unusual fires are used up a lot more than usual, and they rise in price. And some of the newer taunt effects are actually pretty good. Now, with that being said, these taunts will probably never change in price. They'll probably just stay dirt cheap forever now. But I'd like to mention that a very similar economy crash almost happened with hats in 2019 with the Crate Depression. If you guys don't know, the Crate Depression happened after a bug was introduced where some old crates gave a 100% chance to unbox an unusual hat. Now, these hats ranged from crappy Gen 3 hats to god tier hats like Burning Flames Team Captains, Scorching Killer exclusives, and other extremely sought after god tier cosmetics. This was fixed the day after this bug was introduced, and the majority of these hats were made permanently trade locked, which kept the economy stable and virtually nothing changed at all with the item prices. And I find this rather fascinating how similar these two events are from one another. Just one was intended and the other one was, kind of. All in all, the reason why unusual taunts are so cheap is because of unusual fires inflating the market and pumping the number of universal taunts through the roof. And that's going to mark the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed it, feel free to drop a like, subscribe, drop a comment. Say some stuff, say whatever. And yeah, hey, I appreciate you guys being patient with me for this video. I know I announced that I was going to release this 3 days ago, but that didn't happen. But yeah, thank you for sticking with me through my bullshit. I really do appreciate it. I have a lot planned for this month. So I'll see you pretty soon. Peace out, guys.